Let me speak to you directly as a man who's lived, learned, and watched other men struggle in silence. Most men don't fail with women because they lack effort. They fail because they give effort in the wrong direction. They overgive, overexplain, overcommit, and slowly erase their own value without realizing it. Then they sit confused, wondering why attraction fades, respect drops, or why she suddenly changes. The modern dating world doesn't reward sacrifice the way it once did. It responds to clarity, self-respect, and emotional control. Women today have more options, more attention, and more influence than ever before. That reality doesn't make you weak, it just means you need to move smarter. Too many men are still operating on outdated rules taught by movies, parents, or well-meaning friends who never understood attraction themselves. This video is not about hating women or manipulating anyone. It's about protecting your dignity, your time, and your emotional stability. When a man loses those, he loses himself. And when he loses himself, no woman can respect him long-term. What you're about to hear may challenge habits you've carried for years. That's a good thing. Growth is uncomfortable before it becomes powerful. These 7 points are lines you do not cross, not out of fear, but out of strength. Master this, and you'll notice a shift not only in how women respond to you, but in how you see yourself as a man. 1. Overexplaining yourself. One of the fastest ways a man loses attraction is by explaining himself too much. You give reasons for your decisions. You justify your boundaries. You try to convince her that what you did made sense. Every extra sentence weakens your position. Confidence speaks briefly. Insecurity talks in paragraphs. When you over-explain, you're sending a quiet message that you're afraid of disapproval. Women pick up on that instantly. It places her in the position of judge and puts you in the position of applicant. That dynamic never ends well for a man. Attraction doesn't grow where approval-seeking lives. Say what you mean once, calmly, clearly, then stop. Silence after a statement shows certainty. Silence forces respect. You don't need to defend every action or decision you make. A man who trusts himself doesn't feel the urge to be understood by everyone. This shows up often when a woman questions your plans, your schedule, or your priorities. If you respond by listing excuses, apologizing unnecessarily, or softening your stance, you train her to challenge you more. Not because she's malicious, but because human nature tests weak boundaries. Strong men don't argue for their worth. They move with purpose. If she disagrees, that's fine. You don't collapse. You don't negotiate your identity. You let your actions speak over time. Control your words. Fewer words. Stronger presence. The moment you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. That pause alone can change how she sees you. To chasing her validation. Many men don't realize they're chasing approval until it's already costing them respect. You wait for her replies. You adjust your mood based on her tone. A good response lifts you. A cold one ruins your day. That emotional dependency quietly hands her control over you. When a man looks to a woman to feel good about himself, attraction fades. Not because she's cruel, but because no one wants the responsibility of being someone else's emotional anchor. A man should arrive whole, not hungry for reassurance. Validation chasing often shows up as excessive compliments, constant checking in, or needing confirmation that everything is okay. You may think you're being caring. What she feels is pressure. Pressure kills desire. Your life must exist beyond her attention. Your work, your purpose, your friendships, your growth, these need to stand firm whether she's present or not. When she senses that you're grounded, she relaxes. When she senses that your happiness depends on her reactions, she pulls back. This doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means being stable. You don't fish for praise. You don't beg for consistency. You observe behavior and respond accordingly. A man who validates himself moves differently. He isn't reactive. He isn't desperate. He enjoys her presence without needing it to survive. That balance creates space for attraction to grow naturally. Stop asking for permission to feel confident. Build it internally. Let her meet you there. 3. Sacrificing your purpose. A man without direction becomes easy to control and easy to forget. The moment you start rearranging your entire life around a woman, you weaken your position. Skipping work, neglecting goals, or abandoning routines to stay available sends a clear signal. You have nothing more important going on. Women notice this immediately. Even if she enjoys the attention at first, respect erodes when she sees you placing her above your own growth. Desire grows in the presence of momentum. When that momentum stops, so does attraction. Your purpose gives you weight. It grounds you. It creates structure in your life that no relationship should replace. When you give that up, you don't become more loving. You become less valuable. This doesn't mean ignoring her or treating her as an afterthought. It means fitting her into your life, not flipping your life upside down for her comfort. A man who leads himself can lead a relationship. A man who abandons himself cannot. Many men fear that holding on to their mission will make them seem unavailable. The truth is the opposite. Availability without direction looks needy. Direction with balance looks strong. Keep your commitments. Protect your schedule. Move forward even when emotions pull you sideways. When she sees that your world continues with or without her, she feels safer, not threatened. Never trade long-term respect for short-term attention. 4. Tolerating disrespect. The fastest way to teach someone how to treat you is by what you allow. Many men laugh off insults, ignore dismissive behavior, or accept broken promises because they fear conflict. That fear costs them authority in the relationship. Disrespect doesn't always show up loudly. Sometimes it's subtle. Late replies with no explanation, constant sarcasm, public embarrassment, or your boundaries being brushed aside. Each time you stay silent, you send the message that your standards are flexible. Once standards disappear, so does respect. Address issues early, calmly, directly. You don't need anger or threats. A simple statement delivered with certainty carries more weight than an emotional outburst. When you speak once and mean it, people adjust. If disrespect continues, you step back. You reduce access. You don't argue or chase understanding. You observe behavior and respond with action. That's how men maintain dignity without drama. Tolerating poor treatment in hopes that she'll change keeps you trapped. Change happens when consequences are clear. Respect grows when boundaries are enforced consistently. This applies to jokes at your expense, ignoring your time, or questioning your decisions in front of others. A man who values himself doesn't let these moments slide, not because he's insecure, but because he's self-aware. Stand firm, calm, unmoved. That presence alone shifts the dynamic. Overinvesting too early. Many men give too much before a woman has earned it. You offer constant availability, deep emotional support, financial help, or future promises early on. You believe effort will secure her interest. Instead, it removes mystery and balance. When you overinvest too soon, you raise her value while lowering your own. You start acting like the relationship is serious before it actually is. That pressure changes how she sees you. Attraction needs space to breathe. It fades when everything is handed over too quickly. Investment should match behavior, not potential. If she's consistent, respectful, and present, your effort can increase naturally. If she's uncertain, inconsistent, or distant, heavy investment creates imbalance. That imbalance turns into frustration on your end and comfort on hers. Overinvesting often comes from fear of loss. You try to lock things down early to feel secure. That insecurity leaks through your actions. Women sense it even if they can't explain it. Move at a steady pace. Let her earn access to your time, emotions, and resources. Enjoy the process without rushing the outcome. A man who isn't afraid to lose a woman moves with calm confidence. Interest grows when effort is mutual. If you're always the one giving, planning, and fixing, you're already losing ground. Protect your energy. Give with intention, not anxiety. 6. Losing emotional control. The moment your emotions start running ahead of your discipline, you lose leverage. Many men let frustration, jealousy, or fear push them into reactions they later regret. Long messages, accusations, emotional outbursts, or shutting down completely. None of these help you. All of them expose instability. Emotional control is not suppression, it's mastery. You feel everything, but you decide what gets expressed. A man who can stay calm under pressure becomes solid. A man who reacts impulsively becomes predictable. Women test emotional strength, often without realizing it. Not to hurt you, but to see how grounded you are. If a small disagreement sends you spiraling, she learns she must manage your emotions. That responsibility weakens attraction. Pause before responding. Give yourself space to think clearly. Silence used correctly is powerful. It shows you're not ruled by impulses. You don't need to win every argument. You need to maintain your frame. Jealousy handled poorly turns into control. Anger handled poorly turns into fear. Neediness handled poorly turns into resentment. Control your emotional responses, and you remove all three. Strong men respond, they don't react. They don't threaten, they don't beg, they don't explode. They stay steady and let actions speak. Your calm is your authority. Protect it. 7. Putting her on a pedestal. The moment you place a woman above yourself, you shrink in her eyes. Many men do this without noticing. You praise her excessively. You treat her opinions as superior. You hesitate to disagree. You start acting like she's rare and you're replaceable. That imbalance kills attraction quietly. When you pedestalize a woman, you stop being her equal. You become a fan, not a partner. Fans seek approval. Partners hold their ground. No woman respects a man who sees himself as beneath her, no matter how kind or loyal he is. This behavior usually comes from scarcity. You believe opportunities like her don't come often, so you overvalue her presence. That fear changes how you speak, how you move, how you decide. You stop being authentic and start performing. Healthy attraction lives between equals. She should admire you and you should admire her, but neither of you should worship the other. The moment admiration turns into submission, respect fades. Speak your mind. Disagree when you mean it. Hold your standards even if it risks losing her. A man who can walk away is a man who commands respect. You don't threaten to leave. You're simply not afraid to. When you treat her like a normal human being, she relaxes. When you treat her like a prize above you, she feels pressure and power at the same time. That dynamic never ends in your favor. Value yourself first. Let her meet you at that level. Every mistake covered here comes down to one thing: self-respect. When a man protects his time, emotions, purpose, and boundaries, everything changes. Women respond differently. More importantly, you respond differently to yourself. Confidence stops being something you fake and becomes something you live. This isn't about controlling anyone or playing games. It's about moving through the dating world with clarity and strength. The men who struggle most are usually the ones who mean well but give too much of themselves away. Draw your lines. Keep your standards. Move calmly. Let action speak. When you do, you'll notice that attraction becomes simpler, cleaner, and more natural. And even when a woman walks away, you won't feel lost, because you never abandoned yourself in the first place.